Greetings from outside the oldest church structure in the United States, built in 1610. Hey, what do you know? I can actually read the plaque. That means we're in downtown Santa Fe. Let's go check things out. This is so different from home, where we see a church from the 1920s or 1930s, less than 100 years old, and we think, wow, that's old. And here we're talking centuries. It's incredible. So there gives you an idea of the history, 1610 to 1640, 1645 to 1680, 1710. It's gone through its share over its time.
Our first stop of the day.
So it is self-described as the oldest house in the USA, dating back to 1646, although it was built on the foundations of a former pueblo that dated from around 1200. You enter and exit through a gift shop, which is an addition from the 1800s. This portion of the building here is actually original to 1646. Display set up, cooking pot, small little fireplace there, tiny little window. Watch your head as you go through. Another cooking area. So inside the museum, there was a picture taken from 1958. I decided to pop outside and take a 2018 version of that photo. And as you can see, other than the sign and the missing telephone pole just to the left of the photo, there's really not a lot of difference between the two. Pointed out in the 1958 photo of the gift shop, you can see a light post in front, and there's the footing for it, still sitting there on the street 60 years later. Built between 1869 and 1886, this is more commonly known as the St. Francis Cathedral, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful building. Hey, look who I found. It's Billy the Kid. Check out this sign here that's actually grown right into the tree. So, like, how long does it take to get a sign to do that? So, checking out Canyon Road, mostly the architecture, mainly because we can't afford to buy fine art. We can, maybe get a painting by a guy named Art, but that would be about it. Never pass up the chance to take a picture with a fish statue. It's just a thing, why not? We will never pass up the chance to check out a state capitol building while in the area, and this one here in Santa Fe has to be one of the most unique ones, given that it is round. In fact, I believe it is the only round state capitol building in the United States, and it's also much newer than many of the more traditional state capitol buildings, having been dedicated in just 1966. Inside the New Mexico State Senate. Now, as a Canadian who doesn't understand the US system of government, maybe it doesn't mean as much to me as it should, but it's still a very, very cool place to see. So way back at the start of this video, we were outside San Miguel Chapel, We didn't get a chance to go in then because it wasn't open yet, but we've worked our way back and it's open now. We get a chance to see inside and take a look around at things. Now, the church has documentation showing that it goes back at least as far as 1628, but the oral history from the congregation actually says it was built in 1610. So you're looking at a church here who's been in operation for 400 years. You get a good idea of just how thick the walls actually are here. And how they've been covered over with stucco since. Yeah, that was quiet and lame. But, Welcome to Loretto Chapel. Now, the chapel dates from the late 1870s, but apparently the architect unexpectedly died before construction was complete and there was no means of access to the choir loft. They couldn't really build a traditional staircase because it would take up too much of the seating area, so not sure what to do. Apparently an unknown carpenter showed up with a burrow one day and constructed this 20-foot spiral staircase that completes 2 full turns up to the choir loft, and it's considered a miraculous staircase because it has no visible means of support. We're going to make one last stop here in downtown Santa Fe, and that's at the New Mexico History Museum. Now, the museum was previously housed in the 400-year-old Palace of the Governors, but it outgrew that space and moved into this building in May of 2009. Now, in the entire museum, this is one of my favorite exhibits. This clock was hanging at the railway station in Columbus, New Mexico, and during the Battle of Columbus on March the 9th, 1916, a bullet went right through it and stopped it dead. Well, that's going to wrap it up from Santa Fe, New Mexico. We're just going to take a walk down here past the Native American jewelry and artisan market and check out some of the stuff. But tomorrow we're back on the road and carrying on down Route 66. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you then.